Minnesota Timberwolves trying to even this series at a game apiece, and Julius Randle doing his part with 16 points in the first half. Minnesota has led by 22. They have not trailed, and it is a 17-point game at the break as we bring you inside Studio J for the American Express halftime report. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley. So in game one, we were talking about Steph Curry's injury, and he's out for a week at least. And now we're talking about Anthony Edwards with a left ankle injury. And you can actually go back to the Lakers series when he and LeBron James got tangled up.
This one I thought was actually worse, Ernie, than the one today, because LeBron is not a light fellow.
Yep. And so let's go to tonight. And Trace Jackson Davis comes down on the left ankle.
He's not a light fellow either.
It is a sprained ankle, questionable to return to the game, Chuck.
Well, the good thing is they got a big lead. So I'm hoping, I hope he's all right, but they got a big lead. So and they got a better team. With or without that, they got more players who are capable of scoring to keep this lead. So I expect them to win this game comfortably. But, man, it's interesting watching this Warrior team play, man. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
They've had
what can they do, Chuck?
Well, first of all, Jimmy Butler, why is he not being aggressive? Like, he's not even looking at the basket. He's got to be more aggressive. But it's really weird. They don't
5
have
field goal attempts in the first half.
But they don't have a point guard. Like, unless Draymond were to get a rebound and push it, I don't know how they would get any pace in the game without a point guard out there.
No, it's out of sync, and you've seen 24-second violations.
Yeah, me and Ken, I said, Kenny, who did they start and who they got in the game? There's not a single point guard. That's really weird. The team don't have a backup point guard.
Let's go to the American Express teammates right quick and see what that will tell us about the first half. Julius Randle with 16 and has 7. They shot 48%. Meantime, Jimmy Butler with 6, and Draymond Green has got 5. And Draymond Green also, Shaq, has got another technical foul. And he's getting in that danger zone for being suspended. What'd you make of what you saw from that play with Draymond tonight?
Questionable. You know, back in our day when a guy was that close to you, you make contact with him. But, you know, they probably call it, you know, a little flailing. You know, Draymond has that reputation. So even if he wasn't doing it on purpose, it may look like he was doing it on purpose. But that was something like we used to do back in our day. You want to get close, I'm going to try to draw the foul. And as I'm drawing the foul, I'm touching you up. So from that angle, it looks like, yeah, he's sending him a message that, hey, get up off me.
But that's 5 technicals, and Steph trying to calm him down. If you get 7, you get a suspension.
He didn't calm down.
Yeah.
He had to take him out the game.
I know, exactly.
That was the thing probably more disturbing, because number one, that was a flagrant, because you can't hit anytime you make head contact. But the thing that bothered me the most, like, yo, man, Steph had, like, we already short-handed, and you still arguing. They've called it flagrant. They've called it technical. Let it go.
And we always talk about you get those and it affects the way you can play going forward, and now 2 technicals away from a suspension.
Well, he's always going to be in that danger zone. However, the difference when I want to pick up on what Chuck said. The difference when Anthony Edwards goes out, no one leaves their natural position. So Mike Conley steals a point. You come in, McDaniels, that can play the 2. Naz Reid still plays his position. Rudy Gobert. When Steph leaves, everyone is not in their natural position. So now your responsibility change. Like, if Ernie Johnson leaves today and we got to read the prompter and change it, it's going to change the whole dynamic of the show. And, you know, I think that's the difference of what happens when Steph or someone else leaves.
But isn't it weird that they don't have a point guard?
I mean, they don't have another announcer sitting in the back. I
no,
guess.
but I'm just saying.
There's no. What's
normally a team has a backup point guard.
No doubt, no doubt.
Well, tell me about Ant's first half before he left.
No Tuesday night crew.
You know, we all love a superstar with great potential. He's young, and you know he's that guy. So when his coach called him out, I'm saying, okay, this dude's gonna go for 50 tonight. He was playing okay, 2 for 7. You know, playing with a lot of energy. Did his thing go back to what Chuck said. I do hope he's okay.
You know, those 2 plays are Rudy Gobert
changing 45 points
defensively also, Shaq. I mean, the guy, you know, this team right here now without Steph Curry doesn't have any kind of identity, and this is what the Golden State Warriors don't want to see when he retires.
I was looking for him to go for 45, go for 50, because like superstars usually when they get called out, they really respond. So that's what I was looking for tonight. But I hope he's okay.
7 points. He does have 3 assists. He does have 4 rebounds and 3 steals as well. And it's a 56-39 game at the break. And thanks for, Kenny kind of hijacked your pictures, but you maintained your composure. You were fine.
I thought he did it already.
I didn't have to.
Edwin Thompson, you are correct.
Why?
Big Papa's in the house. I don't mess with Big Papa, Mr. Smith.
Okay.
He is and
Big
looking
Pops.
good. There you go.
Yes, indeed.
Great to see him as always.
You already know how.
Yes, sir.
But you don't want to mess with Big Papa, so.
Saying all the right things, NBA reporter Dave McMenamin is on the scene in Minnesota. NBA analyst Danny Green is back here with us. Dave, what are the Timberwolves saying about going against this Warriors team without Steph?
Yeah, Kev, if you listen to Jaden McDaniels, there's going to still be a Steph Curry on the court tonight. He's just Bahamian, and his name is Buddy Hield. He said he's going to treat Buddy like he's Steph. Buddy Hield had 24 points to lead the Warriors in Game 1, hit 5 threes. And McDaniels said he plays a similar style, and his goal is to shut his water off and be a shadow to Buddy Hield all night long. I also spoke to Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and he said the key will now be Jimmy Butler. Obviously, Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy, he has that lore and legend that he built in Miami, leading them to 2 NBA Finals, is that he's proven it. He can get it done without Steph in the past, so we need to make sure that he doesn't, quote, take over tonight's game. Obviously, I expect a much more physical game. We see Anthony Edwards was out here 2.5 hours before tip-off, getting loose, getting ready, and I think we'll see a much better game from him as well. Remember, Game 1, Anthony Edwards started 0 for 10 before he scored his first bucket. I expect a much better effort from him and the Wolves trying to even this thing up before we head back to San Francisco.
So that pregame video, it looked like Anthony Edwards is ready to catch passes for the Minnesota Vikings. That toe tap, making sure he's inbounds, that turnaround jumper. Timberwolves have never overcome a 2-0 series deficit in a best-of-7 in franchise history. You mentioned Edwards. Now, he led the league with 320 trades this season, but Ant-Man has gone cold over his last 2 games, connected on 1 of 16 for 6% from deep over those 2 outings. That ties the late, great Kobe Bryant for the worst three-point field goal percentage over a 2-game span in NBA playoff history. And I'm sure Kobe responded really well. Danny Green joins us now. We won't see Steph for at least a week. So what does Golden State need to do to extend this series without Curry on the floor?
Pray. No. But all jokes aside, they can muck it up. They can slow down the tempo, play gritty defense like they did. They're going to need big nights offensively from Buddy Hield and Jimmy Butler, of course. It would be great to have Draymond have another offensive night like he did the other night. But realistically, it's going to start with defense. They're going to have to slow the Minnesota Timberwolves down by trapping Ant, get the ball out of his hands, make the others beat you, and muck up the game. So that's their only chance, and hopefully they shoot poorly. And then it said on the offensive end, they're going to need those guys to score and play at a high level. So ultimately, it comes down to praying.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned muck up the game. That could be Draymond Green's specialty, right? Like find a way to be physical and get in the way and underneath people's skin.
Jimmy, too.
He does that really well. Danny, thank you so much. Cannot wait to see how this plays out tonight as we take a closer look ahead on these matchups. We'll consult our betting expert for the top bets you should consider with Steph Curry unavailable. Butler, all eyes on you, and he loves that. In Minnesota, especially as the Warriors up 1-0, trying to steal Game 2 on the road against the Timberwolves. A closer look. Golden State has taken that home court, but bettors at ESPN Bet Sportsbook are still on the board with the Timberwolves. Minnesota's odds to win the series lengthened slightly after Game 1, and I think we all know why. Steph Curry is out. The Wolves remain a strong series favorite.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn nha. Mình sẽ giới thiệu cho các bạn về kênh của mình và những video của mình cho các bạn biết được là kênh của mình làm video sáng tạo nội dung về chủ đề gì. Video của mình sẽ làm xuyên suốt về chủ đề cắt dán, cắt dán này, mình sẽ cắt dán những sản phẩm như thế này cho các bạn xem. Còn đây là những sản phẩm mình đã hoàn thiện rồi, sẽ giới thiệu sơ qua cho các bạn xem những sản phẩm của mình và cách của mình tạo ra những sản phẩm như thế nào. Và để tạo ra được những sản phẩm đa dạng màu sắc như thế này và như thế này thì mình sẽ cần những dụng cụ như sau. Những dụng cụ phụ bổ trợ như là đây là giấy thủ công màu các bạn. Trước mặt bên tay phải của mình đây là giấy thủ công màu, nó có đa dạng những màu sắc, để tạo ra những sản phẩm tuyệt đẹp cho các bạn xem. Đấy. Có giấy màu xanh dương này, giấy màu cam này các bạn này, giấy màu đỏ này, giấy màu vàng này, còn đây là giấy màu xanh lá cây. Đấy. Và trong quá trình tạo ra những sản phẩm của mình cần những dụng cụ như là bút dạ này, kéo cắt thì để dùng để cắt, bút dạ thì để dùng để tạo hình những sản phẩm. Còn đây là hồ dán các bạn ạ. Hồ dán thì mình sẽ dán những sản phẩm từ một chi tiết này sang chi tiết khác, từ màu sắc này sang màu sắc khác cho các bạn. Còn đây sau của mình đây là chiếc chân kẹp điện thoại. Chân kẹp điện thoại thì phải có điện thoại. Còn đây là đèn hỗ trợ ánh sáng của mình các bạn ạ. Đèn hỗ trợ ánh sáng để giúp cho video của mình sáng hơn, để cho các bạn xem đẹp hơn. Cái nồi của mình đây, lò chiên này, máy in. Trước mặt của mình rất nhiều sản phẩm. Và kênh của mình thì cũng đã đạt được nút bạc của YouTube rồi các bạn này. Sau nhiều năm nỗ lực của mình đã đạt được thành quả là chiếc nút bạc các bạn này. Đây là những sản phẩm tiêu biểu của mình rồi. Mình đã làm rất nhiều sản phẩm rồi. Que kem này, que kem đẹp. Con cá này các bạn này, các bạn thấy những sản phẩm của mình còn lưu trữ rất nhiều này. Đấy. Sau khi mình cắt dán xong sản phẩm này, mình sẽ đưa lên phần mềm Camtasia trên máy tính của mình để edit video nha. Mình sẽ edit video để sau khi xong thì mình sẽ xuất ra và tải lên kênh cho các bạn xem thôi. Các bạn hãy chờ đón những sản phẩm của mình nha. Đấy. Cuối cùng thì mình sẽ cảm ơn tất cả các bạn đã ủng hộ mình suốt quãng thời gian vừa qua. Và mình sẽ cố gắng phát triển để tạo ra những sản phẩm đẹp hơn cho các bạn xem. Các bạn hãy cùng theo dõi mình tạo ra những sản phẩm nha. Đây